Okay, good morning, teens. What a great day. I'm out on the coast riding my bicycle. I do this every morning. It's really good exercise. It's important for you junior high school and high school kids to get exercise. The best way to improve your grades is to stay healthy and exercise. Exercising every day for 30 minutes will help your grades. That's a fact. Anyway, I'm going to read the story to you that we've been working on in composition class. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're learning a lot, and just have fun. Hi kids. Today we want to talk about grammar. I really like to write, so I need to have good grammar. Let's begin. All right, teens. Let's talk about writing stories. When you write a story, the very first step is to write a rough draft. Every writer, even the greatest writers, always write a rough draft. So what is a rough draft? A rough draft or first draft is an initial. Initial means beginning. An initial incomplete. Incomplete means it's not finished. Incomplete piece of writing that is the first attempt, the first try, the first attempt at getting all your ideas on paper. That's very important. You just want to write and write and write. Get as much information on the paper. That's what is important. We're not looking for a perfect paper. This is a rough draft, and we are getting all the information, all our ideas on the paper. So the rough draft acts as a framework for the final story. Framework means foundation or the basis. All right, so our rough draft is the framework for the final story. A rough draft is never intended to be perfect. Nobody can write a perfect paper one time, the first time. Nobody. It's full of grammatical mistakes and poor word choices. Okay, remember, what we're doing in the rough draft is getting our ideas down on paper. So of course we're going to be making grammar mistakes. Of course we are going to have poor word choices. It doesn't matter. We can fix those later. The idea is to get a large portion of your story actually written. So the idea is you want to get as much as you can down on the paper. And we worry about fixing the problems later. That's a rough draft, and it's very important. Okay, so you're sitting for your composition exam. You get this picture, and it says, Writing Example 1, Study Group Dilemma. You have to hurry up and look at this picture and find out what the problem is. Immediately, you need to see, oh, there's a problem. I see it. I see 3 students working hard and 2 students talking, not working. Okay, so we see the picture. The first thing we do is get our characters down. Every good story has protagonist versus antagonist. A protagonist is the good guy, the hero. The antagonist is the bad guy. So in our story here, we have 3 protagonists: Ryan, Jake, Tess. Our antagonists are Susie and Todd. Now I just made those names up. This is my story. I can do what I want. Then we need to find out what setting we are at. Where are we? When are we? What time is this? Those are all the settings. So we can see that we're in the library after class, okay? The group comes together. All right. Okay. Now, every story has 5 parts. Every movie you watch, every short story you watch, every short story you read, everything, every story has 5 parts to it. Part number 1 is the problem. We looked at our picture here and we saw the problem. 3 kids working hard, 2 kids not working. Then we have rising action. All right? Things are happening. Number 3, we have a climax. This is the big boom of a story where everything explodes. After the explosion, after the climax, we have the 4th part, resolution. After the resolution, we must have a conclusion. So again, every story has 5 parts. 1, problem. 2, rising action. 3, climax. 4, resolution. 5, conclusion. Okay, so this is our rough draft. The sentences are not good. There are many grammar mistakes, but I don't care because I just want to get my ideas down on a piece of paper. All right, the name of the story is Study Group Dilemma. Paragraph 1, problem. At the beginning of the semester, Jake, Ryan, Tess, Susie, and I formed a study group. Our teacher gave us too much homework. One person could not do it all by himself and turn it in on time. The study group was the best way to finish all the work. After class, we met at the library. We divided the problems up. Each student worked on his or her problem. We didn't cheat and just copied down each other's answers. The student became the teacher and had to teach the group. Our study group had great results. We always turned in the homework on time. We did very well on the exams. Everything felt great. Then Susie brought Todd to our study group. Todd was a distraction. Paragraph 2, rising action. Todd wasn't interested in the homework. He was more into Susie than physics. Todd was flirting with Susie, and Susie liked the attention. Everyone had to work on 3 problems. Jake is very smart. He finished. Physics is easy for me. I finished. We finished at the same time. Ryan and Tess were working on their last problems. They would be finished soon. Meanwhile, Susie was starting on her second problem. Todd was still working on his first problem. Jake was a nice guy. He told Susie and Todd, "Hey guys, I can't stay late. Can you hurry up and finish, please?" Todd ignored him. Todd told more jokes. Ryan sighed and said, "Hey, come on, guys." Todd asked him, "What's your problem, dude?" I had had enough. I had other work to do. I was in no mood. I wasn't friendly. You're the problem. I said to Todd. Paragraph 3. Climax. I blew up. I closed my book. I gathered up my belongings. Todd said, "Chill, dude. We're just joking around." I stood up. I turned to Jake, Ryan, and Tess and said, "I'm out of here. I don't have time for this." Jake stood up. He told me, "I'm with you, bro." Ryan and Tess collected their gear. "Wait, we're coming too." We walked out. Paragraph 4. Resolution. Susie was shocked. She watched us walk out and find a table in the courtyard outside the library. I could still see Susie through the window from the courtyard. She was making huge gestures at Todd. Then Todd got up and walked out. Seconds later, Susie sent us a text. "Sorry guys, give me a second chance. Give me 30 minutes to finish my problem and Todd's problems. Uber Eats is on its way for you. Sorry." Uber Eats came. Susie knew our favorite things. We calmed down. We all agreed to let Susie back in. We finished eating. Susie texted again. "Ready, please come back." Paragraph 5. Conclusion. We came back inside. We sat down once again. We listened to Susie. Susie apologized and thanked us. For the next hour, we took turns teaching each other problems. Susie learned a lesson. Study group is serious business. Study group isn't a social club. Jake, Ryan, and Tess learned something. Sometimes you have to be assertive and not let people push you around. Okay, so we have written our rough draft. Now we have to edit. We need to change these simple sentences into more complex sentences, sentences that teachers like. Okay, now study group dilemma, using advanced grammar. These are some of the sentence structures that we used to make our story even better. We're going to combine all the simple sentences into more complicated sentences, and that's better. All right, let's look at some of the grammar that we used. A, infinitive phrase. B, adverb clause. C, adverbial conjunction. D, present participle phrase. E, adjective clause. F, noun clause. G, gerund phrase. H, past participle phrase. Okay, so here is our final story. At the beginning of the semester, Jake, Ryan, Tess, Susie, and I formed a study group to get through Physics 301. Because our physics teacher gave us too much homework, one person could not do it all by himself and turn it in on time. Therefore, the study group was the best way to finish all the work. Meeting at the library directly after class, we first divided up the problems. Each student worked on his or her problem individually. We didn't cheat and just copy down each other's answers. The student who had worked out the problem became the teacher who had to teach the group how he had solved the problem. Our study group had great results, turning in the homework on time and doing very well on the exams felt great. Then Susie brought Todd to our study group. Todd was a distraction. Todd was more into Susie than he was in completing his share of the physics homework. While Todd was flirting with Susie, who liked the attention, everyone else was working on their 3 problems, their share of the homework. Jake and I finished at the same time because Jake is very smart and physics is easy for me. Working on their last problems, Ryan and Tess would be finished soon. Meanwhile, Susie was starting on her second problem, while Todd was still working on his first problem. Being a nice guy, Jake told Susie and Todd, "Hey guys, I can't stay late, so can you hurry up and finish, please?" Ignoring him, Todd told more jokes, which Susie laughed at. Fed up with Todd and Susie, Ryan sighed. "Hey, come on, guys." Todd asked him angrily, "What's your problem, dude?" Because I had other work to do and had had enough of Todd and Susie, I was in no mood to be friendly. So I said to Todd, "You're the problem." Frustrated, I blew up, closing my book and gathering up my belongings. Trying to sound cool, Todd said, "Chill, dude. We're just joking around." Standing up and turning to Jake, Ryan, and Tess, I said calmly, "I'm out of here. I don't have time for whatever Todd and Susie think that they're doing." Jake got to his feet and told me, "I'm with you, bro." Ryan and Tess collected their gear. "Wait, we're coming too." We walked out, leaving Todd to Susie and Susie to Todd. Shocked, Susie watched us walk out and find a table in the courtyard outside the library. Looking through the window from the courtyard, I saw Susie making huge angry gestures at Todd. Then Todd, who was feeling both sad and mad, got up and walked away from Susie. Seconds later, Susie sent us a text. "Sorry, guys. Give me a second chance. I need 30 minutes to finish my problem and Todd's problems. Uber Eats is on its way for you. Sorry." We calmed down after Uber Eats came because Susie knew what our favorite foods were. Consequently, we all agreed to let Susie back in our study group. After we finished eating, Susie texted again. "Ready? Please come back." Back inside and seated once again, we listened to Susie, who apologized for bringing Todd to our study group and thanked us for giving her a second chance. For the next hour, we took turns teaching each other the problems that we had worked out individually. Susie learned that study group is serious business and that study group isn't a social club. Jake, Ryan, and Tess learned that sometimes you have to be assertive and not let people push you around. Okay, so we have edited the story, we've read it aloud, and now I like the story, so that is our final story. That's how you write a story. Always keep in mind, a story has 5 parts. You identify the problem, you tell what the problem is. Before the climax, there is rising action. After the climax, there is resolution. And in the end, there is a conclusion. 5 parts to every story. Okay, kids. Thank you for watching this video. Now I need you to do a big favor for me. I want you to like this video. And I want you to leave a comment for me. I want you to write, "Thank you, Mr. Radisha," and then leave your English name. Really appreciate it. Thanks.